Hello guys, welcome back. First I gotta say goodbye to my boys. Dr. Franklin and John Adams, gentlemen, you look beautiful.
Oh, well, that looks can be deceiving.
You know you want to take that compliment secretly. You know you want to take it.
I know.
Yes, he does.
I'm beautiful. I feel beautiful today.
If you didn't hear that, he says he feels beautiful today. And John Adams is like, I got a beautiful wife. I need nothing else.
You're the fourth people to tell me that I look beautiful today. So, but
Did y'all hear that?
3 of them were in my mirror.
Three of them were in my mirror. The Franklin wit. Everyone, do you see that? That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Yeah. You only listen to that when you get the half wit.
Alright, hello guys. Sorry to let you know. Let's say goodbye to my boys before they went to their tour. Yes. That was John Adams. That was Dr. Benjamin Franklin. Hold on. They're asking me questions. Madison! They're asking who's supervising their tour tonight. It says Madison.
I hope she knows that they can't get into those arrangements. That's all. Right?
Well, goodbye, Steptoe and Son. Goodbye. That is my knitting. Hey, he dropped my Doctor Who scarf. See, that can show you how much Dr. Benjamin Franklin sometimes has no problem giving the doctor a snap. Okay. Oh, boys.
What show are we doing tonight?
This is my video on Dr. Franklin still talking to me. All right, hold on.
Is it the usual?
There's them. This is my video on Daleks and Cybermen.
What?
Hold on. Yeah, I'm talking about Daleks and Cybermen. It's amazing how 2 men are looking at me while I'm talking about Daleks and Cybermen. Hey, look, Dalek. Everyone, look. Cyberman.
Oh, Daleks. Well, hello, Daleks. It's so nice to see you back where you belong.
Exterminating.
You're looking swell, Daleks. Go to hell, Daleks. Sorry.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Don't worry, my audience is cheering for you, Benjamin. Dr. Benjamin Franklin.
We doctors stick together.
They do. Just remember, though, because of you, the doctor got electrocuted once. He held the kite for you. According to him, that's his story.
See you later, darling.
He said, see you later, Dalek.
Darling.
Or darling.
Darling. That's you. You're darling.
Oh, I'm darling, apparently. Have fun, boys! Sorry about that. Bye! Sorry about that. Jesus. I thought I was doing it just as they were leaving, and then no, that ended up happening. I'm sorry. Okay, guys. Hello, guys. Welcome. If you've already seen my channel before, God, you're probably like, what the hell just happened? I'm sorry. What can you do? That's just my life right now. Alright, hello guys. I'm the Philadelphia Whovian, and for this video, we're doing a video on Daleks versus Cybermen, communists versus fascism, as well as right versus left. In the sense of where I'm comparing the Daleks and Cybermen to real life situations and how we real people can embody their ways of being. This is part 2 of the video, and I'm telling you right now, yes, I'm doing this in my work environment. That's why I'm in this situation. Now you know. Let's get into part freaking 2. I'm sorry about that opening, guys, but come on, you know they're adorable, so... Oh, God. My bad. Okay, back onto the video. So, we early on discussed about, I gave you a quote from someone I talked to about Doctor Who, about how the Daleks versus Cybermen, what they're like, but how they're echoes of our everyday world when it comes to fascism versus communism and the really extreme right wing versus the really extreme left wing. Now I'm going to get into some real examples about what I was talking about at the end of that first video. With that end of that first video, I was talking about how we humans associate ourselves with what type of hero are we internally, but also what type of villain are we. We are good and bad at the same time, but I want to explore more into our dark side of our human natures. And where I talked about how, yes, we oftentimes, you'll see as humans, be Daleks or we'll be Cybermen, but our very own evil sides of us have a duality to it, where our bad side has a Dalek side to its nature and a Cybermen side to its nature, the Dalek side of wanting to exterminate anything that is different than it, or any sort of feeling of change, versus the Cybermen feeling, the Cyberman concept of I will practically kill you in order because I care or I want to make you equal to me. I will literally not be happy until I changed you into my own species. And that is prevalent with something I saw a long time ago, it was like about a month ago, and I didn't speak about it because here on YouTube it was talked about to death. And it was talked about for a good reason. It was oh dear God, this happened. A woman wrote this, and it embarrasses us all. It is an article about Miley Cyrus split with Liam Hemsworth. Maybe you heard about this, maybe you haven't. But there are two celebrities who are married named Miley Cyrus, a female, and Liam Hemsworth, a male, aka Chris Hemsworth's brother. And how they split after a brief time of being married, and Miley Cyrus was seen kissing another woman very soon after they got divorced. Therefore, she's having a relationship with a female as opposed to a male after her divorce with another male. This should not be anyone's business but Liam and Miley. But no, there had to be some idiotic, full-on left-wing SJW moron who just had to talk about it. And she's not going to represent just the Cybermen concept, but I'm also going to show you how this possibly also helps represent the Dalek concept in a person at the same time. So I'm going to read to you that article about this situation. Again, a celebrity couple breaking up. Miley Cyrus split with Liam Hemsworth isn't just celebrity gossip. It's a blow to the patriarchy. Yes, a couple divorcing is a blow to the patriarchy. Wow. Here we go with the article. Women like Cyrus are speaking out about sexuality in ways that put the power and responsibility into their own hands. This is written by a woman named Marcy Bianco. Here we go with this article. Over the past week, an assortment of trending stories from Jeffrey Epstein to the Dayton and El Paso mass shooters to Miley Cyrus's separation and Julian Hughes' declaration that she's not straight, because all of those items, of course, make sense being grouped together in one sentence. Sorry, back to the article. Yes, all of these, she says, these situations together have laid bare the strictures of an American patriarchy on the edge of a nervous breakdown. As the status quo, heterosexuality is just not working. As a snapshot of 2019 America, these stories present a startling picture. Men continue to coerce, harass, and rape and kill girls and women and go to extreme lengths to avoid responsibility for their actions. On the other side of that issue, girls and women are challenging heterosexuality and even absconding from it altogether. Framed differently, the picture is this. Men need heterosexuality to maintain their societal dominance over women. Women, on the other hand, are increasingly realizing not only that they don't need heterosexuality, but that it also is often the bedrock of their global oppression. Yes, the bedrock of their global oppression. Heterosexuality is the bedrock of our global oppression. Then she goes on to say, patriarchy is at its most potent when oppression doesn't feel like oppression, or when it is packaged in terms of biology, religion, or basic social needs like security, comfort, acceptance, and success. Heterosexuality offers women all these things as selling points to their consensual subjugation. Historically, women have been conditioned to believe that heterosexuality is natural or innate, just as they have been conditioned to believe that their main purpose is to make babies. And if they fail to do so, they are condemned as not real or as bad women. Guys, I'm telling you, people don't think this about women anymore. I have no idea what this woman is talking about. A lot of us women are not told our main purpose nowadays, from women or men, is to make babies. It's not. I have no idea where this is coming from. Okay, she continues to say, celebrities are not always at the vanguard of feminist thought. But both Julianne Hough and Miley Cyrus have recently spoken out about sexuality in ways that puts the power and responsibility back into their own hands. Ah, God. So she goes on to talk about how Julianne Hough talks about how she's with her husband, but she admits she's not straight, even though she's with a husband. Okay. Julianne says part of the intimacy entailed telling her husband that she was not straight, but had chosen to be with him. If you're not straight, why are you with a husband? Okay. But the writer of this says, this is an inspirational statement because it offers a new model for women to enter into heterosexual relationships with men that redefines the power dynamic. If you go into relationships with people thinking about how do I always have the power, you should not be in the relationship. Relationships are not about I need the power in this sort of way. It's not about power, power levels. It's about liking the person. If you go into a relationship with thoughts of how do I always maintain the power, you should not be in a relationship. Sorry, okay, I'll continue. Okay. She continues to say, where Julianne Hough continues to say, I think there's a safety with my husband now that I'm unpacking all of this. Again, that she's being with him even though she's not straight. Okay. And she continues saying, and there's no fear of voicing things that I've been afraid to admit or that I've had shame or guilt about because of what I've been told or how I was raised. Miley Cyrus has never been shy about discussing her own personal sexuality. And she said one time, I don't associate men and protection necessarily. I think that's what's given me the openness of sexuality. Shortly after it was announced that Cyrus and her husband Liam Hemsworth were splitting up, photos of the singer kissing a woman in Italy made the tabloid rounds. But even before the breakup, Cyrus embraced her non-heterosexual identity in a cover story, in language that echoes Hugh's ownership of and responsibility for her sexuality and marriage choices. Cyrus noted that she made a partner decision by choosing to marry Hemsworth in that time because he was the person I feel has my back the most. But shortly after it was announced that she and her husband were splitting up and she was kissing a woman. And Cyrus thought and explains how her sexuality is both distinct form and influences her definition of what a relationship looks like. Being someone who takes such pride in individuality and freedom and being a proud member of the LGBTQ community, she said, I've been inspired by redefining again what a relationship in this generation looks like. Sexuality and gender identity are completely separate from partnership. And this responsibility of this concept carries over from self to society, which is why, according to Toni Morrison, the function of freedom is to free someone else. Dear Lord. This is a far cry from the type of freedom espoused by those on the right, for whom freedom, as I wrote in an earlier article on how misogyny is the driver of mass shootings in America, is conflated with domination. In this context, freedom is actually possessed by a select few, as it is dependent upon the oppression rather than the liberation of disempowered people, particularly women and minorities. This is the article. What this represents to me is the concept of the mixture of Dalek and Cybermen thought. This woman, honest to God, is so far removed from the concept of individuality while still promoting individuality. Because heterosexuality is not a choice a lot of us make in life. It's basically born who we are. We're born, and a lot of us are simply attracted to the opposite sex. And this is a good thing. When she says heterosexuality is not working, she is off her rocker, no offense, Marcia, but you are, because of the simple fact it clearly is working, because heterosexuality is how our species procreates. Therefore, the fact that we are all here, still to this very day, after many generations, we're still here, is a prime example that heterosexuality does work in many ways because it keeps our species going. To not realize this is without knowing it, the fascist mentality of I must destroy anything that I feel is not me. For her, it's destroying or thinking that we should eliminate anything that does not make sense to her, but it's also the Cyberman mentality of turning you into me. This is the idea of women should be turning away from heterosexuality and embracing more of either a similar sex, romantic relationship, or just absconding from heterosexuality, something that they are by their nature are, because it's not working in this regard. We are defective. If you, therefore, are allowing yourself to give into your heterosexuality, you're allowing to give into a dominance by men. This means her idea is to come and cure you by removing you from that and making you into like everyone else that she thinks is acceptable. This is the Cyberman mentality. But also to think of eliminating or to condemn without knowing it, condemning, or just flat out wishing to eradicate the concept of heterosexuality from people who are naturally like that, therefore eliminating their own individuality and way of being. That is, without knowing it, the fascist concept. It's the right, the extreme right and the extreme left within one article. Because it is being intolerant to things that are different than it. But also, it is wishing to make you the same as it. The Dalek and Cyberman are two aspects of villainy that can actually exist within one person and probably do exist within all of us. This is crazy. I mean, this article is just bafflingly bad. And sorry about the lighting for this, guys. But this video, I mean. But this is a astoundingly scary mentality. But it's a mentality that we all do possess. We all do. But the worst and what's scary is when it comes to people like this is it's only horrible, it's only effective, and it only destroys when you don't know you have it in you. When you don't know that you have it in you to be a Dalek. When you don't know you have it in you to be a Cyberman. This is when true destruction does occur. Because the Daleks are all about destroying creation. This article, without knowing it, is all about getting in the way of creation and therefore eliminating the concept of possible creation. The Daleks are all about not caring about creation. Hence why Into the Dalek, when the Dalek realized, with Stephen Moffat's story Into the Dalek, when the Dalek realized that the Dalek mindset was completely erroneous because life, creation, always finds a way. So why eliminate creation? Why are you doing that? You're not logical. You're not rational. The Dalek demand and declaration and belief is utterly erroneous and wrong. Because it gets in the way of the reality itself, which is that life always finds a way and there will always be creation, and creation is beautiful. The Dalek mindset. Without knowing it, this article represents a Dalek mindset, but also the Cyberman mindset within one person, because it does not go identified in that one person, and therefore goes unchecked, unchallenged, and therefore this is what we have to listen to nowadays. So guys, this ends part 2 of this video. I will begin part 3 very soon. Thank you guys so much. You're awesome. I'll see you again very soon. Bye guys.